Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and today we are going to talk about cell membrane. So let's start our topic with introduction. Cell membrane, also called as plasma membrane, is a thin, flexible and dynamic boundary that surrounds the cytoplasm of all living cells. It acts as a protective barrier that regulates the movement of substances in and out of cell and maintain homeostasis. Beyond serving as a boundary, the cell membrane also plays a key role in communication, signaling and recognition between cells. Historical background of cell membrane. In the 19th century, scientists observed that cells have a boundary separating them from their environment. Overton in 1985 suggested that cell membranes are lipid in nature. Fluid mosaic model proposed by Singer and Nicholson in 1972 provided the most widely accepted explanation of membrane structure, describing it as a dynamic bilayer of lipids with protein embedded like mosaic. Structure of cell membrane. It has phospholipid bilayer, membrane protein, and carbohydrates and cholesterol. First part of structure of cell membrane is phospholipid bilayer. It is basic structural framework that is a double layer of phospholipid. Each type of phospholipid has a hydrophilic and a head and hydrophobic tail. Hydrophilic head is water attracting and hydrophobic tail is water repelling. This arrangement creates a semi-permeable barrier that separates the internal and external environment. Second important component of structure of cell membrane is membrane protein. They may be integral protein and peripheral protein. Integral proteins are embedded within the bilayer and they some span across it, and that's why some integral protein are also called as transmembrane protein. While other type of protein are peripheral protein that are attached to surface of the membrane. The function of membrane protein are include in transport, signal reception, enzymatic activity, and structural support. Third important component of structural cell membrane is carbohydrate. Carbohydrates are attached to lipids. They include glycolipids, or they may be attached to proteins that are glycoprotein. They play a role in cell recognition, communication, and immune response. Fourth component of structure of cell membrane is cholesterol, as it is found between phospholipid and animal cells. They maintain membrane stability and fluidity, especially under temperature changes. Properties of cell membrane. First property is selective permeability, as this membrane allows certain molecules like oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water to pass freely while restricting others. Second property of cell membrane is its fluid nature, as lipid and protein molecule can move laterally, giving it flexibility. Third property of cell membrane is asymmetry, as inner and outer layer differ in lipid and protein composition. Fourth property of cell membrane is self-healing ability, as this membrane can re-seal itself within minor disruption occur. Functions of cell membrane. First function is barrier function, as it protects the cell from external environment and maintain distinct internal condition for metabolic activities. Second function associated with cell membrane is transport regulation, as this membrane controls the movement of substances through passive transport, active transport, and bulk transport. Passive transport include diffusion, osmosis, and facilitated diffusion. This type of transport requires no energy. Second type of transport is active transport that uses ATP to move molecules against concentration gradient. Third type of transport is bulk transport, that is also called maybe endocytosis, that is into the cell, and exocytosis, that is present out of the cell. Third function of cell membrane is cell communication and signaling, as receptor protein detects signals from hormones or neurotransmitter and trigger response. This is important in growth, development, and immune responses. Fourth function of cell membrane is cell recognition, as carbohydrate on the outer surface function as identity markers. They are crucial in immune system recognition of self and non-self. Fifth function of cell membrane is attachment and structural support, as there's they anchor the cytoskeleton inside the cell and extracellular matrix outside the cell. This maintains cell shape and tissue organization. Specialization of cell membrane. They may include microvilli that are finger-like projection that increase surface area for absorption, like they are present in intestinal cells. They may have cell junction that may be tight junction, desmosomes, and gap junction that help in communication and adhesion between neighboring cells. They may have receptors that are specific protein that bind signaling molecules and transmit messages inside the cells. Clinical significance of cell membrane. First is diseases, as there are defects in membrane protein that can cause disorders such as cystic fibrosis, muscular dystrophy, and certain anemias. They may have drug targets, as many medicines act on membrane protein like receptors, ion channels, and transporters, so they act as a drug targets. Third clinical significance is cancer, as altered cell membrane receptors and signaling contribute to uncontrolled cell growth that can lead to cancer. Fourth clinical significance associated is viral infection, as viruses like HIV or influenza enter host cell by binding to membrane receptors. Conclusion of this lecture video. Cell membrane is a fundamental component of all living cells, ensuring protection, transport, communication, and homeostasis. The fluid mosaic model explains its flexible and dynamic nature, which allows cells to adapt to changing environment. Understanding the structure and function of cell membrane is essential in biology and medicine, as it provides insight into both normal physiology and disease mechanisms. And this was all about cell membrane. Hopefully you liked the video. If you do, don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment. Thank you for watching.